Los Angeles, 1984. A city glittering with movie stars, palm trees, and endless summer nights. But when the sun went down, another figure walked the streets. He slipped through unlocked doors and open windows, hunting at random. No one was safe: men, women, children, rich or poor. To the media, he became the Night Stalker. To the people of Los Angeles, he was the devil himself. The terror began with small signs. A break-in here, a whisper of violence there. But soon the crimes grew darker. Victims were found murdered in their homes. Some shot, others stabbed, and many subjected to horrors too disturbing to imagine. What made the Night Stalker different from other killers was his unpredictability. He had no pattern, no type. He struck wherever he pleased, leaving an entire city sleepless with fear. The man behind the crimes was Richard Ramirez, a drifter from Texas with a childhood marked by violence and abuse. By the time he reached Los Angeles, he was already fascinated by Satanism, drugs, and death. But no one could have predicted the scale of destruction he was about to unleash. Ramirez prowled the city like a shadow. He used the darkness as his weapon, breaking into houses while families slept. Sometimes he killed with a gun, sometimes with a knife. Other times, he tortured his victims first, forcing them to endure unthinkable cruelty. He left behind pentagrams scrawled on walls, whispered prayers to the devil, and demanded that terrified victims swear allegiance to Satan. By 1985, his spree had become a nightmare that consumed the news. Every day brought a new headline. Another murder, another attack, another reminder that the Night Stalker was still out there. Parents kept their children inside. People bought new locks, new alarms, and new guns. Los Angeles felt like a city under siege. Police scrambled to stop him. They collected fingerprints, shoe prints, and eyewitness accounts. But Ramirez seemed to vanish after every attack, disappearing into the sprawl of the city. He had no fixed target, no predictable pattern. That randomness made him nearly impossible to catch. But eventually, mistakes began to pile up. A witness survived and gave police a description. A shoe print left at multiple scenes connected to crimes. And then, one night, Ramirez was spotted stealing a car. His fingerprint was found on the mirror. Finally, the police had a name: Richard Ramirez. When his face was released to the public, the city that had lived in fear for so long turned on him. On August 31st, 1985, Ramirez was recognized on the street in East Los Angeles. Residents chased him, cornered him, and beat him until the police arrived. The devil who had terrorized a city was finally in custody. In court, Ramirez showed no remorse. He smiled, flashed a pentagram drawn on his hand, and shouted, "Asterisk, hail Satan!" Asterisk, his arrogance only deepened the horror of his crimes. In 1989, he was convicted of 13 murders, 5 attempted murders, 11 sexual assaults, and 14 burglaries. He was sentenced to death, though he would spend decades in prison before dying in 2013. The Night Stalker left behind more than just crime scenes. He left behind fear, trauma, and the memory of a city that once felt helpless against a predator who could strike anywhere. Anytime, Richard Ramirez wanted to be remembered as something more than human, something monstrous, and in the eyes of Los Angeles, he succeeded. For a time, he was not just a killer. He was the nightmare that haunted every locked door, every creaking window, and every sleepless night. The Night Stalker, the devil in Los Angeles.